Good evening, my name is Amethyst. I am currently working on a collective reading for What You Need to Know. What first came out was the Queen of Cups. And at the bottom, she's got octopus tentacles. But when at first look, I kind of saw them as little swirls at her feet. What I see with this is somebody who is experiencing lots of emotions, but they're balancing them well. Or maybe that's what needs to be done. I see emotions swirling around all around you. Fear, confusion, feelings of loss, defeat, but still moving with conviction towards what it is that you believe in and what you want for yourself. And in the shuffle, I saw strength, I saw the Four of Swords and the figure sitting in a meditative position. And we also got Judgment at the bottom. There's a little hand reaching up into the light from like a hole in the ground. And I like to look at the top of the deck for energies that you might not be seeing. I think sometimes we can become clouded by feeling like we're getting nowhere, or maybe we're not doing the right things, or we're not where we're supposed to be. But what you don't see is how strong you are, how well you've been keeping it together. Which one was that? The Strength card is the first one, and then the Queen of Wands. Like, look at all of that light energy, just, it's incredible. You're really standing in your power and you don't even see it. And I think that makes a lot of sense, because next we got the Five of Swords and the Six of Wands. They came out as a pair, and I was really struggling with trying to figure out what the combined meaning of that would have been. Because the Six of Wands speaks of success and victory and reaching your desires. But the Five of Swords speaks of defeat and conflict. And they really, really contradict each other, because so maybe even though you're feeling that way, you're really coming into a victory. Maybe even though you're feeling like you're losing the battle, and you're surrounded by conflict and drama and feelings of not doing enough, you're really well on your way to victory. And Judgment at the bottom. I really skipped over that, didn't I? along with the Page of Spheres. Now, I struggle with the meanings of judgment because I need to look that up and see how that fits into this, because there's a few cards that I have an incredibly difficult time incorporating into my readings. The other one is the Hierophant. I really struggle with that one. Well, actually, until this deck kind of helped me come up with a meaning for it that resonates, I guess you could say. But judgment I struggle with, because sometimes maybe we're making a judgment call. Sometimes a judgment call is being made for us. And it makes me wonder. Sometimes when I see this card, or at least more recently, sometimes we have greatness thrust upon us. And then along with the reading that I did yesterday and turning a difficult situation into a strength, or building off of it, creating a new beginning with it, doing something new with it. Finding yourself in a situation you really didn't want to be in, but it ended up being something that ended up being a building block, I guess you could say. So maybe the universe has made a decision for you, and you're taking it and using it as your strength, because we have the Page of Spheres underneath that again. And the Four of Wands underneath that. And climbing the stairs to the light. And underneath that is the Five of Wands, and then there's just a bunch of bodies with wands stuck in them. So you're really clawing your way through this uncomfortable time, even though you don't feel like it at all. I was on a mission to look up the meaning of judgment. Don't mind me. Damn. Okay. Judgment represents significant and life-changing decisions, as well as the judgments from the world around us. Judgment as an archetype is the 20th lesson for the Fool. This card teaches the importance and necessity of serious decisions at crucial times in our lives. Sometimes we get to make these judgments, and sometimes they are made for us. Maybe that has to do with making the decision to keep powering on. Maybe your commitment to what it is that you believe in is being tested right now. How bad do you want it? What lengths are you willing to go to make it to what you're wanting to create for yourself? And we're going to move on to what we got from the Moonology Oracle deck. And we got, your hard work is paying off, New Moon in Capricorn. And at the bottom of the deck for that was a new start is coming. And beneath that is don't let pride get in your way. And there have been times that I've come across this card, and the thing that sticks out to me is sometimes pride can be not asking for help, but I also think that pride can be holding on to something because you don't want to admit that it's the end of the road for that thing. And I'm feeling like that might be the case for this reading, only because throughout the pre-shuffle, all I kept getting was purple cards, purple cards, purple cards. And I don't really remember what they said. Oh, that was one of them. Your commitment is being tested. And then the energy is gaining momentum. Lots of purples and pinks. Step out of your comfort zone. And a win-win outcome is forecasted. And what I see with the color purple, the color purple has to do with the crown chakra. And what blocks the crown chakra is attachment. Attachment to an outcome, a person, place, thing, needing to have things in order to feel okay. It's not easy to let go of the things that we're so used to having around. Maybe that's why there's all this chaos and all these swirling emotions, because you're really, 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 really ready for this new beginning. And you are ready to let go, but it's not easy to. There's just so many different aspects of ourselves and different parts of us that just hold on for dear life. It's hard to leave behind what you've always known. But I'm going to go ahead and read the meanings for these two cards. The new moon in Capricorn and the new moon at the bottom of the deck. And we'll see how it fits in with everything else that I said. First and foremost, this card suggests a new start for you professionally. Whatever has been going on in your working life, this card heralds the start of a new and improved work cycle. If you're unhappy in your current job, this is a time to either renegotiate your position or look for something new. Whatever your question, whether work-related or otherwise, a new plan and strategy is called for. You need to take a look at the long term and think about where you want to be 12 months or even 5 years from now. That will inform your best course of action, so think seriously about it. Drawing this card suggests it's a time for you to be ambitious about whatever it is you want to achieve. Moving with conviction, regardless of everything that you're feeling. You need to be more disciplined to reach your goal, which I think makes a lot of sense with the Four of Swords popping out at one point during the time that I was shuffling. And I think being disciplined has a lot to do with being grounded. Because when you're not grounded, your mind is going in 10 million different directions, and it's really hard to be disciplined because, you know, ADHD. But notice how their feet look like roots. Get grounded. You got a lot going on. Hard work will make your dreams a reality. Don't be too controlling and avoid anyone who is controlling. Now, I think with that, that means be okay with letting go, release attachment. A very good omen for study or teaching. It's a good time to learn something, teach something. Pulling this card at any time suggests that with planning and discipline, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. You don't like being in this spot. Even if you weren't faced right now with making these decisions to move forward and move into something else, if you were just doing what you could to be content where you were, you would be immensely unhappy as it is. I think that it's going to be really important to use these chaotic feelings, conflicting feelings, as a means to keep propelling you forward. Because that tells you you're doing something. It tells you that you're doing something real for yourself and your life. All right, let's see what the bottom of the deck energy is. Okay, new moon, a new start is coming. There is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now or something or something totally new and fresh is on its way. Attune to the moon. I'll see it when I believe it. A new start is on its way. You will soon start to feel more hopeful about getting what you want. Your belief that your dreams can manifest is working well. Forget about the past. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node is popping into my head. The new moon marks the start of the waxing cycle and the midpoint of the dark moon. It's a dark and oh my lord. It's a dark and veiled time when the moon is invisible and a time of rebirth. I said that really weird. I'm sorry if you don't understand it. It's a time that witches do their work, making wishes and laying down intentions for the new cycle. An intensely magical time when it's easier to pierce the veil to other worlds. Which I think this card goes along with my reading yesterday and what it's trying to say. I ended up saying something about you being in your autumn and winter cycle. feeling stagnant, but it's also being a good time to put down seeds, intentions, any small actions that you can give to help move you toward what it is that you want. And I said something about how there's certain seeds that you could plant right now, that they would get enough of a root on them that over the winter time it would actually strengthen the root and make for better fruit come spring and summer. I think a lot of this work is internal though, because I'm seeing a lot about needing to be meditative and grounded, which makes a lot of sense, I think, because of all of the swirling emotions and needing to stay balanced within them. Because if you were to let something like feeling defeated actually take over, you would give up on everything. You know, if you let yourself believe it, you would give up. If you were to believe those swirling, difficult, uncomfortable feelings that you're going through right now, it could mess up everything that you're doing. But I see you staying strong within it. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm really proud of you. Keep believing in your ability to make your dreams come true. Because you wouldn't be feeling this way if you weren't actually doing something about where you're at and where you want to be. Have a good night. I'll see you in the next one.